Is it giving bald? Guys, be honest. First of all, guys, after my first video, why did 15 entire people decide like that they were gonna subscribe? That's just really blowing me for some reason and making me really like feel really honored and happy. Like, I wonder what did it for you, and I just like love you for deciding to do that. Like, that's so sweet stuff. But anyway, this is just gonna be a talking session. This video is about my experience with achieving goals and why I feel like you hear people say this all the time, but you don't really fully apply this to yourself. And the concept that goals take time. Long-term goals are just that. They are long-term goals, okay? I know a year feels like a long time, and you've just done all these little baby steps to get where you want to go, and you feel like you're really far from like your end goal. I know it feels like you didn't do anything, but I bet you did. And I bet you just need more time. You can't just like force something to be done in a short amount of time, especially if you want to meticulously do things in a way where you are 100% satisfied with your end result. Those things take time. Guys, Rome was not built in one day. That being said, I'm going to use this example in my personal life where I had to learn the lesson of this is like a journey that's more long-term than the human brain really is capable of like accepting. We get so mad at ourselves for things that don't really make sense that we're mad at ourselves. So here's my example. Right after high school, I feel like I gained a lot of weight. This is my perspective. I don't know what it was. I think it was a combination of getting into like a serious relationship right after high school, COVID, and just being locked away eating all the time, and starting birth control, which made me like eat everything in my path. And I didn't even really notice until I saw pictures of myself. I feel like a lot of women experience like that post-high school weight gain. And I really did not like myself because it did not go where I wanted it to. It was not a healthy weight gain. At a certain point, probably a couple months later, my lazy ass, it took me a long time to decide, hey, I need to get, you know, maybe halfway back to where I was before. That being said, I went on this kind of like fitness journey, and every time I would like eat something that I felt like I shouldn't, which like is so dumb looking back. Anytime I would get off track, like what does that mean? Off track to me at the time, it meant, oh, well, for a couple days in a row, I ate really terribly. I went and I enjoyed dinner with my friends. I skipped the gym because my head hurt. I was giving myself no grace and no space to appreciate the growth that was happening. So if in 5-6 months time, there's 5 weeks total that maybe I'm not doing my best, maybe I'm not going to the gym, maybe I'm trying to be in a calorie deficit and I'm not. So during those 5-6 weeks total, it feels like the end of the world. When you're in the heart of it, it feels like, man, like why would I eat that? Like why would I not go to the gym? And why would I let this time pass me by? And that's so me. That's only 5-6 weeks in 6 months. Things aren't just supposed to move in this like perfect line. A lot of people feel like their goals just have to be done in this big run of like you're only constantly ever thinking about that goal. You're doing something for 4 years straight. How the hell, y'all, be so serious. How is this supposed to be you on your journey to accomplish something? Baby, no, it's gonna look like this. Sometimes you're gonna get really close to like that you know? Back to my example, say I had lost 5 pounds. I would be like, oh my God, yay me. Then I'd gain 3 pounds and be like so devastated. But isn't that still progress? And then I would lose 5 pounds more. But that's 7 pounds down from the original. So you get the vision of like how it's just gonna go like this sometimes. So that's my personal example of something that it just took me one day realizing how far I had gotten, like 2 years later. It just took me a long time to get there. But I was so mean to myself on that entire journey. It honestly felt like I'm not getting anywhere. But if post-high school me could see that, she'd be like, girl, you did everything right, and you did things really healthily, and you didn't tell yourself no too much, and you actually did things like the way that if I were to ever redo that and have to go through that again, that's exactly how I would do it, except I would give myself so much more grace because I learned from that experience. So this is your sign that like if you're doing baby steps to do something that's kind of supposed to take a long time to do, I mean, what more can you do? We're stuck in this really tiny picture. We see things just by the second. Years don't go by that fast. I mean, it's just the concept of time. So it's just really hard to acknowledge such baby changes every day. But I just want you to really think about like, compared to last year, I actually didn't do nothing. I think we need to give ourselves more grace and more time and more leniency because I think that just gets in the way of our willingness to keep going. Give yourself a pat on the back for all the things you've done to get where you're trying to go. You're not doing nothing just because things are not moving at lightning speed. Everyone's journey is different. This is also your reminder that whatever you see on social media, girl, stop listening to these people. Whatever you're seeing on social media, and if it's like people painting like this perfect life, I think these damn apps lack a lot of authenticity. And I love watching people with like these fake little perfect lives, because I think that that is like the enjoyment factor. I don't know that, I'd really like to think that these people aren't trying to make us think that like their lives are perfect 24/7. I think it's just enjoyable to watch things when they're all really nicely put together. I just think at the same time it's a little unhealthy to compare yourself to that, if that makes sense. So if you're someone with a tendency to compare yourself to those kinds of things, I would just recommend not watching that kind of content. Long story short, long-term goals are just that. They are long-term goals. They are meant to take a long time. That is how they are designed, how they are meant to be. It's gonna go like this. It's gonna go like that. And if it doesn't, I'm scared of you. I'm kind of big on like manifestation. The major things in my life I've accomplished are things that I just, for some reason, I just knew it was gonna work out for me. Like for some reason, I just knew in my heart and soul, like I think about it, I smile, I know it's gonna work out in my favor. That is the most important skill ever in accomplishing long-term goals. It's just knowing you'll get there. Don't even waste a second wondering, oh, well, but what if no, if you wanna get there, girl, go. Get in that damn car and go. I think that's the most beneficial thing you can do to yourself, is learn how to know that you'll succeed at something. You gotta just grab the universe by the balls sometimes and take what you need, because no one's looking out for you but you. If you want something, girl, do it. That's one of the hardest things about life, is you're expected to know which 5 million baby steps and in what order are going to get you to this predetermined goal that you really, really, really want to accomplish. And there's a lot of discomfort in feeling misguided to something that is so important to us. It's just kind of about treating life like you know you'll get where you want to go. And I think that just kind of brings you to work on things in a healthier fashion. Just because you're down here right now doesn't mean you're not going to get up there. I guess that's all I really want to yap about for now. I just feel like it's important to get that message out, because it's just very discouraging. Even if right now, even in this tiny little week, you're not really doing exactly what you need to be doing to get where you're trying to go, that doesn't mean you've done nothing to get there. That doesn't mean that next week you won't do amazing. That doesn't mean anything other than the fact that you're human and that it's just normal. You're on the most normal path to accomplishing a goal ever. So remember that, y'all, and I guess that's it for now. I will stop talking your ear off. Thank you so much for watching, and that'll do it. Hopefully I'll see you next time.